Alright, y'all, this is a wrecked Tesla Model 3. It is the dual motor, so we have front wheel drive capabilities. And they totaled it, broke this tie rod. So we got the broken tie rod out. But in the meantime, it also shredded this axle. As you can tell, the angles are weird. There's grease everywhere. When I put it in drive, it made some terrible noises from up here. And I haven't seen a good video about getting these axles replaced. There's a couple, but they don't really do a DIY kind of thing. So I'm going to try to make you one. Every video I've watched shows you got to take this whole knuckle off. So before you do anything, you got to break this guy loose, which was surprisingly easy. It is a 32. I have this big kit from Harbor Freight. Works wonders. Loosen that up, and then I smacked it a couple times, and it appears to be going out. So in the meantime, we're going to use appears to be a 10 to get this rotor holder bolt off. You got to take the caliper off. Probably have to take a couple of these 10mm sensor holders off. And then we could probably unplug that one if we really needed to move it, which we might have to do. And we have a couple nuts down here, which appear to be about the 22 that was, or 21. Not a 21. And where's that other one at? Oh, it's right in front of me. 22. And this one on top was also a 22. So that's handy. So we got to take those three out. We got to take this caliper out, which appears to be a E-Torx. Yeah, of course it is. But we're going to start on that. I think probably a E12, E14 or something. Oh, and then this guy. I gotta loosen that and remove that bolt as well to get this whole knuckle out of the way. And then we'll show you, hopefully, how to build a tool to pull that axle out. Alright, we got our tools. This guy appears to be about an E18 external Torx. But from my BMW experience, a 9/16 12 point fits it perfect. So there you go. If you didn't know, now you do. So we got to get that one off. These are 10s. I think that's a 14. Nope, must be a 15. That is indeed a 15. And then this guy looks like a T50. This one is a T50. So I think that should be everything, unless you need a couple wrenches, which you might. For these, if they don't spin off, we'll have to stick an Allen in them. Oh, an Allen, sorry, a Torx bit. Guess we better find out what those are. Yeah, you know, so T40 for those if you need it. But let's get started. Well, that might be the easy part. Next, we got to build a tool. This is what I bought. Home Depot. 2-pack of these. Probably an overkill amount of this. And some collars and stops. I should have bought these things. But we'll try these. And then we're gonna make a loop. Loop it around clear down on the inside of this axle down here. From what I can tell is clear right there. That's the goal, to get around that. You will have undershielding. I don't. So get around this edge of this and supposedly bring that wire right out here and slide hammer this guy out. Just like that. Let's go. So I'm learning as we go here. So I got one side made, but I had to use the other collar to slip down to this joint down here. So I don't have one to cinch up this side. So might need to buy 2 packs of these guys. Because you need another collar. And it says to do it with a, what's it say? Swagging tool. I smacked it with a hammer. I think it'll be alright. But maybe we can get a vice grip on this side. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll come out. We're going to try it. Either way, because I'm not going to Home Depot, because that's, I don't know, 40 minutes of driving. So, let me try to get this wired up, and then I'll show you what I did. Alright, I think I got it lined up. So I made a loop, went under the axle, and then looped it up over top. So this feeds out over the top of the axle. And then I slid that collar all the way down there. So, right now we're looped on the bottom of the axle around the top. And that collar is sitting, I can't really see my hand, but it's on the metal part. It's like right above this. Cinched down as tight as I could, and we're gonna give her a yank. See what happens. I don't have a slide hammer. I'm wondering if I can just He-Man Warrior this thing. All right, I made the other end of this proper. Got a slide hammer. We'll see if it pops out.
First try.
Easy as that. All right. Well, now that that's out. Oh, do you really have to undo the strut to get this out? Oh, what a terrible design. Oh, you don't? Okay, never mind. All right. Axle out. There's your part number if you want to order from Tesla. I ordered mine on eBay for $70-something. Let's see if it goes in easier than it came out. Most videos I watch never show the process of putting it in, but maybe it's just as simple as going under here, grabbing hold of it, and Getting her in the hole. So it's right here. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to do this one-handed, but I'm gonna try to push on this part right here, see if I can get it lined up correctly and see if it slides in. Well, you know, if I run into any issues. All right, got it. So I grabbed a hold right here and just, you know, gave her a few good pumps and it popped in. So that's how you do an axle on this, and the rest of it will be reassembly. I'm gonna clean this up and put my new tie rod on this one. So if you're here for the axle, that's it. Reassemble and good to go. Otherwise, keep watching and we'll reassemble this whole thing. All right, we got top bolt back in, ball joint back in. We got the wiring put back, which is this guy here. We have tie rod. We have those two snugged up and tightened. Put the retaining bolt back in it. So all that's left is the brake caliper, stick the wheel on it, and then tighten this up. I don't know the torque specs, so I'll have to look it up. But that is it. So if you're attempting to do this on your own and you go with this kit that I made, I didn't use hardly any of it. I think I used 8 feet, and that's probably ample as well. 8 feet, and then 2 packs or 1 pack of these hooks, and then 2 packs of the whatever these are, collars and stoppers, because you're going to need collar, and then 2 stoppers. So it's mainly for the extra collar. But do it yourself, save some money if you're like me and there's no Tesla repair shops within 4 hours. But yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed and learned something new from it and can work on your own vehicles.